Hello, I'm a student at Carnegie Mellon University, Africa. I just wanted to share some tips um, on how you can make your application strong. I'll just go through 4 things, if not 5. The first one is starting area. But yeah, not just starting area, but remaining on track. You can start your application in the first 2 weeks as the portal is like is open. Is opened, I mean, and then you just stop and then resume in the last 2 weeks. That is not promising, but the way you can really benefit from starting earlier is remaining on track. That goes with setting goals on what are you going to be working on in the first 2 weeks, maybe in the third week, maybe in the first month, and making it measurable in such a way that you can keep yourself on track. The second thing is drafting your story so that you can be able to respond to why should the selecting committee consider you. This goes with drafting it from scratch, even before starting your application. What were your interests? Like back then in years, how did your interest grow? What influenced you? Who did you meet? Which conference did you attend? Which workshop did you attend? Which school did you go to? Why? Which combination maybe you took during your secondary? Just draft your story from home to secondary to university to industry. And when you reach into the application, when you read a certain question in the essay, you'll be able to trace and spot which portion in your story you drafted, like that fits or that aligns with a certain question that was asked in the essay. Maybe the essay can be asking about your leadership qualities, and then you remember of a team you led maybe by doing your bachelor's degree, and then you remember of just how you applied maybe time management, something, or the way you impacted a community in a way. But in order to avoid missing your uniqueness or your story not mentioned, or it's better to draft it before, and then you make your application not just easy but even effective and compelling and ideal. The third thing is finding reviewers to make sure that your writings or your writing doesn't just make sense to you, but even to others, because you're not the one who is going to evaluate your application. Find reviewers, find people who can review your work and give some comments, and you work on them. Some feedback. Incorporate different perspectives. Could be CMU students, could be CMU alumnus, or linguistics experts, and try avoiding conflicts between these reviewers. Just have reviewer A go through your work maybe for 1 week, you work on the feedback, and in 2 weeks you'll be done with that person. And then you go ahead on reviewer B. And of course, the linguistic expert will come at the end, because you're not going to have him first and then after other reviewers just mess up with your work in terms of grammar and stuff. And then please do not avoid using AI tools at all costs. This just doesn't concern it's not just the reason that AI tools are prohibited or not allowed, but even you don't want to miss yourself, like your story, your uniqueness, because AI tools or AI models are not aware of your story. They can just be generic. They can just be, I mean, they just miss your uniqueness, your story. So, as you have drafted your story, just go through the questions and find what are the portions in your story that are relevant to the question that you've been asked. The first thing is collaborating. Stay posted. Try to know people who are also applying and just be together. Be sort of a community and share information on how the process is going on and all that. Keep yourself and others informed. Additional information could be in the application. There are some parts where they mention maybe experience in all these skills. It's not a requirement. However, the information you provide will help us assess your application. Please, if you have something to say on a given thing, like for instance, not even just here, maybe you may see something like this that is optional. No way. Please put your work into it. Work on it. Yes, it's optional, but set apart. Work on it, and then you know it. I think it increases your chances. Thank you very much, and I have to emphasize this. This is just what I think. These are just personal tips that I think can help you work on a strong application. All right. So good luck. Thank you.